The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com.
Welcome to Viewpoint on 96.3 WLCN on this, it's beginning to snow outside Wednesday morning. So thank you to our guests for coming. I greatly appreciate it. We have Patti Schonauer, Kim Turner from Hope on 5th. So thank you both for making it here. Greatly appreciate it. So anyway.
Thanks for having us.
It looks like you guys got a lot of things going on there at Hope on 5th. From last year it was, you were in clean and remodel mode and bringing up to code mode, it seemed like. And I mean, you did have some programs, there. And but it looks like from your Facebook posts, things are really, truly taking off and taking shape. So kudos to all of you there. So
Thanks.
I guess you can say it's almost a multifunctional serving building, if you might want to say, and board there.
Yes, that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, well, what do you want to start with first? I guess we could say you do. We do know there's counseling going on. What kind of counseling services do you have there?
Well, Trillium Place is a substance abuse treatment facility, and they were already in the community. They didn't have a place. Their place burned down, so we built out for them. They were involved in the coalition from the get-go, and so we finally got them in, and they're a great partner. But they're right there on site. They have outpatient substance abuse treatment, so that's the treatment we have right now on site. We also have recovery meetings. They've been there since we opened, or since we've taken possession of the building. They wanted to move, and they've also been a great partner and tried to expand with the ability to do that in that space. So that's been really nice to have that there.
And then I believe retired Judge Funk is there as well. So tell our folks, what services does he offer?
He's working with Lincoln Land Legal Aid, which those services have always been available to eligible people from Logan County, but you had to drive to Springfield.
Yeah.
So he opened an office here, so Logan County residents can come there with legal needs that he can help them with, which I think he can help with anything but criminal type things. Is that correct? Like divorces or landlord issues, or things like that. That there are certain things that he can help with and can't help with if you qualify financially for that free assistance. So it's basically free legal assistance.
And not to put you on the spot, if someone does need, assistance and doesn't know where or how to reach out to him, how do they go about that process?
They should contact, they need to set up an appointment with the legal aid office, the Lincoln Land Legal Aid Office, which that number is, you can find
a
online.
Springfield number,
Yes,
yeah.
Springfield. And then they'll set the appointment up in Logan County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
so,
And I do want to add, and forgive me, folks, if you have any questions or kudos, please call in 217-648-5510. So moving forward, I know Joe mentioned the possibility of bringing even some health services there to the facility for our community. How is that looking? Is that able to be panned out or not? Or is that a work in progress?
Well, the thing about Logan County is we've got a lot of services available, but they're not all here. So some of them are, but what our building can offer is a place for them to come to meet with people, even the services that are here. For example, if people need counseling on getting housing after they leave us, Community Action can come, or Salvation Army can come right to the building and start that counseling process. And then we've talked about dental services coming there. I think public SIU has some programs that they can bring there, public health. So we've talked to all of them about that possibility because we have the space, and that way, it's like the legal aid example, that we can provide the space for people to come there.
Right, and so we have a board member, Lori Jackson, who is with SIU, and we have talked about her possibly taking a room, and it would be like an off-site medical office or whatever, to be able to offer some services right there on site. And so that is something we have been talking about. And now that we have people in the building, I think that was part of what they needed to see, as you have to have people there for us to serve.
Right.
So we need to revisit that. Everything's sort of been in phases, or we're not trying to do it all at once, because we knew that would be a lot more difficult, and we don't want to set ourselves up to fail. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So
Which
we
makes
have
sense.
been
I mean,
trying
you want
to
be
be cautious.
successful,
Yeah.
So it's a process, as we all know.
Yeah, I will say, once we started taking our first residents, it just kind of ballooned.
It's kind of blown
So
up right now,
yeah,
which is
so
a good thing, but it's a little
We went from
intimidating.
1 to, right now we have 14, correct?
Yeah.
People there.
Wonderful.
In the matter of like
yeah.
a month or so.
Yeah.
And so we talked about this last night. We have to control it a little bit, before it gets out of hand. But it definitely shows the need that's
Yeah.
out there that not everybody sees every day because it's not that visible. But the coalition that kind of started this discussion that led to this, and that started 2 or 3 years ago, is made up of people that work in services that
Yeah.
do see this. We don't see it on the streets here as much. We do sometimes, but there's more out there than we see.
Right.
And so, it's people in situations that just aren't good for them, that they need some help.
So you mentioned, when was your first resident that came in?
That
So-
was August of last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And with the idea with that was it was somebody that I was familiar with, and we felt like it was a good person to start with. And all along, because we knew our limitations, we thought, well, if we can get the right person, maybe that person that we bring in to offset, we're helping them with a place to stay, maybe they can help us by keeping eyes on the place or helping us sort of manage it or manage people that are in there. And that is what has happened, and he's been fabulous. We love him and don't want him to leave.
That's wonderful.
But no, that's worked out really well. So he was there first by himself in that building, but now he's got neighbors.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you've ballooned up to 14, or not ballooned, but you've grown to 14, I should say. What's the ages right now that you do have for residents right now living in the building?
We have a couple of families there with
Yeah.
children from ages of 3-year-old is our youngest.
Up to 16.
And then we have a 16-year-old, and there's
Some between.
5 kids there, or 4 kids there. And then we have older people, almost 70, I guess, or around
Yeah.
70, that are
And
there.
then some in the middle. Yeah.
So just a wide range.
It's a blend. Yeah.
But I'm sure you have rules, and if somebody, goes on social media and says, oh, there's a homeless person living here, we got to have something, we got to go snatch them up, from the weather, from outside, and they need a place. But sometimes people don't want to adhere to rules, if you, hand the application or, say, hey, we got to have this. We have to have order. These are our guidelines. Do you run into that with some folks who say, yes, I would like to, stay there and need some help? And then they, go, oh, I don't think so. How's that process work?
Well, we've had people reach out, and then the process is, somebody contacts us, and then we get back with them, try to get a little bit of background, but just send them the paperwork. These are the rules, and you do have to sign off on them. And then once they return the paperwork, then we try to schedule an interview and see after that, is this going to work? So we've sent the application to some people, and then I didn't hear back from them. So I presume I will also say that a few people, based on their circumstances, may qualify for the Salvation Army's program, and especially in the beginning when it took us a little bit longer, I would let them know that's also a resource. So I don't know if they went that route, but actually the Salvation Army has similar rules to our rules. So, we kind of modeled some of our rules off what they do with their program. So
I guess I'm saying if people are listening, or which they are, don't be quick to judge, because there
you don't know why.
Right, and saying, why can't they help? We have this. Well, there's a process, and like you said, there are rules, and a person may not, want help either, too.
Well, and even though we have 14 people in there right now, it's been nice. They seem to be getting along, and there's no issues really. So you want to make sure that you don't upset that balance there or bring in somebody too high risk. We have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
The circumstances.
So is it some veterans living there, or what kind of programs or criteria to come and be a resident for emergency shelter there?
It's open to anyone.
Right.
We have just one veteran there. That's actually our first guy, a veteran. The vision for that building someday is to have a veteran wing. That old nursing home had 2 wings.
Yeah.
and one we have right now is usable. The other needs major plumbing work in order to make it usable. So right now we're limited to one wing. So the vision is to have a veterans area designated somewhere there in the future, and then it was always intended to have others as well that needed the assistance. So we're open to anyone that qualifies that needs assistance.
Neat.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to pay some bills with some commercials here. So,
Okay.
And when we come back, we got Patti and Kim with us. We do encourage you to call 217-648-5510. We'll be back shortly.
This is Corporal Brian Clements with the Lincoln Police Department. This week, Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers is seeking information in reference to 2 burglaries in Lincoln that have occurred recently. A building at 523 North Elm Street was burglarized during the February 1st weekend. Another building at 411 North Chicago Street was burglarized on the weekend of February 3rd. Multiple expensive tools were taken from both locations. If you have any information on this crime, please contact the Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-732-3000 or the Lincoln Police Department at 217-732-2151. Tips leading to an arrest could receive a cash reward up to $1,000. Crime Stoppers only wants your information and not your name.
The Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week is brought to you by Me Realty, supporting a thriving community safe for families through support of the Crime Stoppers program. Me Realty, 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Hi, welcome back to 96.3 WLCN Viewpoint. And again, folks, we have Hope on Fifth with us today, Patti and Kim, and we do welcome callers 217-648-5510. And before we took the commercial break, you were talking about you do have families living there, and so are they all camping out in one room together or not, or how's that set up, for a family? How are you accommodating them, I guess is the best choice of words, I should say.
It depends on the circumstances. We have a larger family, and based on their needs, and at the time they were the second group that we took in, so we were able to accommodate their needs. So they have a couple of rooms for different reasons. And the other family, they have 2 rooms also next to each other. So that was how we were handling that.
Yeah. As we were talking about on the break, we were fortunate that the nursing home had a lot of furnishings already. The rooms were furnished with beds, dressers, chairs, and like desks. So that was all left there. That's been a blessing that we've had that. And we've had furniture donated as well that was very useful, larger beds, because most of the beds there are twin beds. And
So is there a commons area for them to kind of sit like a,
So we have our
lounge?
Yeah, we have our
thing?
downstairs area, which there's like a dining area where people can come, and if they want to come down there, and we have Wi-Fi. And there's another little sitting area. We have a library. We're very proud of the library. A family of a veteran who passed away donated all of his books, which are fabulous, and it takes up a whole room.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. And so they have access to that. But then once we got more people in, we decided that we needed sort of a lounge area so they could come out of their rooms. And so we moved further down the hall away from where they were living, and took a room and just created it as a lounge area. Couch, chairs. We've got some board games, and so that seems to be fairly popular, and it's just a place to hang out.
So how are they eating? Are you letting them cook there, or do you how are they food-wise? How does that work out then?
That's a challenge, but we also, with the nursing home, there was a large supply of microwaves and also little refrigerators. So each room right now has both of those things. Now that's not necessarily sufficient for a lot of cooking, but a lot of people also come just from circumstances where they didn't have anything, so it's better than it could have been.
Right, and that's what we can do now. Down the road, hopefully, if we can get someone else in there, we get staff, maybe there'll be some food service, but we're not in a position to do that at this time. There are a couple of food pantries. We make them aware. We have a food pantry right across the street knows about our situation and has said they can bring a cart over if they need to. And and then one of the residents happened to mention crock pots, which was a great idea for that situation. And so we're going to hopefully try to...
We've asked for those. To be donated, so.
To help with that situation. We're running out of microwaves.
Yeah.
So that's one of our needs right now, to be able to provide a microwave.
Yeah.
So what are your needs moving forward? What are you in need of?
Well, one of the things we were able to provide laundry. So we have a laundry room on the first floor, and it's furnished with a washer and a dryer, and it's a nice space. We have a room on the second floor as well. We haven't put the washer and dryer in there. We need washer, and we think we have a dryer. Because with 14 people in there, it gets used a lot. So that's a need that we're working on. We also would like to have a refrigerator. They have the small refrigerators, and we have a large freezer that they're able to use commonly, but we'd like to have a larger refrigerator that they could access and use, because those little ones don't hold very much.
Right.
So we'd like to have that. And then in general, we've just been asking for, we have all of the bedding for our beds, but comforters, for example, quilts, that's something that a lot of people have been able to donate, but we're still in need of some twin bed quilt or covers, comforters, and we need the longer kind that you use in dorm rooms.
It's they're dorm size. But even just people, you don't think about it until they get there, and then you're like, oh, we don't have that.
What about laundry detergent soap? I mean,
we've been taking. People have donated that. Those kind of things like toiletries, laundry soap. We can always use that. Toilet paper, paper towels.
We have a little room that. Did you set that up?
No, Dan set that
up. Set that up. It's like a little store. You can go in and get laundry detergent and
shampoo,
things like that people have donated for that use. So there's everything: shampoo, toothpaste, all kinds of things in there. So we can always use that.
Yeah, because as people come in, but then just little things like a dish pan. They have to carry their dishes down. There's a sink area in the laundry room where they can do dishes. or even just dishes, like plastic dishes that you can wash, or silverware, just to get people by, and then they can take
Things
it
that
down.
we take for
You do take for granted.
that we use every day and take for granted.
That they don't have. And then we found quickly that our trash service had to change like every week, depending on what happened. And I think part of it was if everybody's using all paper and all of that, you know, it adds to that. So it'd be nice to just be able to say, here's a set of dishes, and you can wash them and use them. And obviously they're sturdier too.
Yes, absolutely.
Clothes baskets, so you know, because they're traveling down the hall to that area to do those kind of things. So.
And if someone was to purchase items, you know, and donate, what's the process for them to get them to the building? Can they drop them off, or do you have a point of contact? What do you recommend?
We've tried to set Wednesdays from 11 to 1 as a drop-off time so we can make sure someone's there, because there's always someone there, but it's a big building. You can't always find people.
Yeah.
But they can also, on our Facebook page, we've asked them to message or email us, and we can set up any time.
Yeah, we can make sure we...
Yeah, and the building's open. The Trillium Place office is open Monday through Friday. Friday they're open until noon, but those doors are always open while they are open, and things can be dropped off. But we want to know who's giving them to us, so we don't want people to just, you know, drop stuff off.
We want to know who's giving, and then we also just don't want people to start bringing stuff.
Right.
I mean, we need certain things, but we don't need everybody's stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like clothing, we really don't need clothing, and a lot of people ask about that, but so far we haven't really had a need for that. So,
Right.
Yeah, so basically just contact us, but from 11 to 1 on Wednesdays we've tried to communicate that, at least through Facebook, that that's a time you can come, and this is what we need the most. And that kind
I mean,
of
obviously something that we are always going to need is toiletries, some of those paper products that we mentioned, and cleaning supplies. We had a cleaning day, a volunteer day, and we're like, oh my gosh, we don't even have enough to give everybody. We couldn't find what we needed.
Right.
So those obviously we always need. It's a really big building. So
Yeah.
So leading into that, what kind of programs are you currently offering, and where do you want to go, or what's, you know, in the works moving forward then there?
Well, like Patti said, Judge is there for legal aid, which is great. We've never had legal aid in Lincoln, an office, so it's really nice that it's coming with this, and then he'll be able to see the residents. He's already helped, I know, talk to one group of people, but we have the recovery meetings there. We have
Veteran support groups.
right, two different veteran support groups, and the vet center out of Springfield, which offers free mental health services to qualified veterans, is going to start providing services there also. And so we're excited about that. And like we talked about, hopefully we can get some form of medical there, even if it's just routine.
I think the unique thing about it is that, and we are feeling our way through this too. It's all new, but what it's kind of turning out to be is we're able, when people are there, we are able to find out what their needs are and bring that to them. I mean, that service may not be there 24/7, but we can get them to someone that can help them get their feet on the ground and get into permanent housing in some way, shape, or form. Like, not everybody knows where to turn when they're in need, and they're so overwhelmed by just worrying about where am I going to sleep tonight, what am I going to eat, you know, that they don't know how to navigate some of the things that could help them, because it's a very complicated system.
It is.
And the nice thing about this community, and we've had this compliment from many people, there is a coalition of people that are really working hard on this, and they know the services, they know the programs, they know the state services, you know, the federal services, all of that. And it's not easy to navigate. It's not easy for people that even know. So our hope is, you know, we can work with people that come there for help, and then they don't all have the same problem.
Yeah.
You know, there are substance abuse issues. We've got people that can help with that. There are other things that we can help with. So just matching them up with what they need and we can bring that there. You know, if they don't know where to go, or it's out of town and they can't get there, they don't have a car, we can bring that there, or at least get them to get some help.
Sometimes even just getting across town, and it's not always just a matter of transportation, but I wouldn't say motivation, but they just don't know, or if they're not familiar with it, it's just easier if we let them come there, and we're happy to do that. At least we know it's happening then. You know, they're getting that service. If somebody wants to come in, we'll figure out a space for you. We have a lot of rooms. So.
But I mean, truly, you guys are a great resource. You're not, you know, vetted in just one program and say, no, we can't do that. You're offering, if we can't, let us see how we can. I mean, you sound like we can help. Let us figure it out with you.
Tell us what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
We're probably open to it, or we'll see if that's going to work.
Right.
Or if you guys aren't able to do that, who's already got that service in place?
Exactly.
You know, why reinvent the wheel if it's already there?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a lot of help out there. It's just not always easy to access. So I think that's kind of what I see at Foreman, and I think that was the vision all along.
Yeah.
You know, it's our name of the organization that oversees this is Regional Housing and Supportive Services, and that was designed. That was really the vision, was that we would have all of that available under one roof.
Yeah, have housing and all the things, the wraparound services to make that work, or at least to make them be able to have housing once they get through a temporary stay with us, because they have what they need to move on and have a better
And
situation.
it's such a wonderful building. It still needs a lot of work.
does.
You know, that whole one wing, that's a major issue. But it's such a wonderful building for just exactly that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a blessing, and for the community. You know, it was a building that would sit there empty,
Yeah.
Right.
if not for this, and it's being put to such good use with the help of so many people. It's just
It's interesting, what I hear a lot is, I used to work there, or I went and saw my grandma there. Everybody has something to say about it that they know about the building. And people are always like, I drive by and there's so many cars there. What's going on? You know,
It's nice to
think
see
that's exciting.
something being repurposed.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
in our community.
And we repurpose a lot.
yeah.
If somebody, certain things, we've just made it, we've moved things around or changed it,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
What questions do you have? I see your mind here, Lloyd. I do.
Well, a few things came to mind. You mentioned how one organization had a cleaning day where they some of the employees came in and helped clean out. If organizations are interested in doing something like that, how would they go about setting that up?
Well, email us or message us.
Yeah.
I had a text last night from sometimes you just know people, and they're like, oh, we'd like to do something, you know. So just however, reach out to us individually, or we have our email. And
We've had ladies who made quilts and brought those in, just different things like that.
on Martin Luther King Day, we had a work day that the hospital members
they had
came
their-
out. Yeah, and Heartland Community College has helped us with the kitchen. They donated. We had this beautiful kitchen. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And we had no pots and pans. We
We didn't have anything. We didn't even have a spoon.
So Heartland Community College, we've tried to work with they could have some classes there, or, you know, we've got things we're talking about,
Yeah,
and so they
wonderful.
donated this wonderful amount of kitchen
Yeah,
stuff.
and
So
it's all new and
we
shiny.
need to use that
and-
kitchen.
Lloyd, you can start cooking. It's about time.
Yeah, so
for the
we're
residents.
excited. Hopefully they're going to do a cooking class. They want to possibly do some other programming. They want to come and do one of their volunteer days like Memorial did. So that's in the spring. So hopefully we can do that with them. And
Yeah, but no, any group that would be interested in doing something like that, we can definitely find things for them to do.
And you mentioned they could contact you by email. What is the email address?
It's RHSS 2005TH, which is RHSS 205th @gmail.com.
And obviously if volunteers would like to come help out, they could do that. But what if there are professionals, like maybe there's a plumber out there who is supportive of veterans veterans causes, and they would be interested in maybe donating some time or something? Is the same, have them contact you by email situation?
And I would like to say something about that, because that's been another thing that we have really benefited from. We have a lot of veterans who have helped us with different things like that. We do have somebody in HVAC that has come by. We've had some plumbers. We have some guys that are there, we call them our ambassadors. They've done a lot in the building. And IT. So that has happened, and that's been really special. And we very much appreciate that.
And then last thing I was wondering about is I've on Facebook and social media every once in a while I'll see some sort of a fundraiser with funds going to Hope on Fifth. Do you organize any kind of fundraisers or events? And if so, do you have anything coming up that folks might want to know about?
We are a volunteer board of 5 or 6, and we were just talking about this last night. We meet weekly for probably 2 hours, and most of our time has been managing the process and managing the building, so we haven't really had a lot of time for fundraising. We had a large fundraiser last year that
summer,
some people helped us with, and that was very, very beneficial. Right now, we don't have anything planned, but we
know we need to, because we have applied for a lot of grants, and so you just have to keep doing that.
But like you said, there's 5 of you on the board. You guys cannot do it all.
Right.
So if there's somebody out there that says, hey, I would like to spearhead a fundraiser for you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Contact us.
That's right.
That's sort of what happened last year.
Yeah, it is.
And that worked out very well.
Yes, it did. It worked out well.
And so
it was very nice.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of good support, a lot of good supporters of that event, so that was great. Yeah.
It does take a village. It really does. It does take a village.
Yeah.
So, Jim, you got any questions or anything? You're doing pretty good over there. And Lloyd, any other messages you want our listeners to know, learn about, or touch base on with them at all?
Just that, we've had a lot of positive comments, either through social media or wherever. A lot of support, a lot of people seeing the need and happy that we have this. So we just appreciate the support of the community.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, whether it's something they can donate or just being a supporter of the whole, the whole mission and the whole concept is greatly appreciated, because you're right, it does take a village.
And we get some really nice notes when people send like a check or something from different places, and they seem very appreciative that that's what we're doing.
And some of the organizations we've worked with that have referred people there are just so grateful that there's some place to go, schools or counselors or
churches.
Yeah, and so the more people know that's there, the police, those are the people on the front lines that really know what's going on in the community, and if they know they have this resource to help people, I think it's very valuable.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Well, Patti and Kim, thank you so much for coming today and talking about Hope on Fifth, and looking forward to it growing, and you sound like the vision you guys started, all of you, and keep going, and so that's wonderful. So kudos to all of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So the Lord weather willing, we'll be back again next week.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.